Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. My name is Goodall. I'm the Bard of Broadstairs. I am a poet, I'm a performance poet, a stand-up poet, which means what I do is I write and perform poems that aren't the usual kind of I've had a really crap life and I just want to get it down on paper. These are stories that hopefully people can relate to, or if they can't relate, give you a really amusing background commentary about their time in London during the 1970s. And remain oblivious to it, because there's only one voice in the room. No, just carry on. It's a performance piece. It's me and two other complete strangers who are so utterly up their own, they really don't know or care. So what I'll do is I'll do it despite that, and if you lean in, we should get there. Is anybody aware of the work of John Cooper Clarke? That's right, yeah. Well, John Cooper Clarke is possibly, the rarest of all creatures. He's a poet who makes his living being a poet. And he lives in my hometown with another poet called Martin. He doesn't live with Martin Newell, he lives in the same town as Martin Newell. And they were talking about what makes poetry great. And they say that good poets read other poets, and that's how they learn. But the ones who get very good are the ones who deconstruct the poetry of famous poets and do parodies. So with that in mind, this is a love song, or a parody, if you wish, to John Cooper Clarke. Will you let me be your Johnny Clark? I want to be the dog that barks, will be the voices in the dark, watching box sets of Poldark. Will you let me be your school caretaker, your Saturday night defibrillator, which you I'll be the masticator, could you be my blotting paper? Will you be forever home and call, not text, it's called a phone, expect to give the dog a bone, on your coffee I'll be the foam. Will you react favourably, put the baton in boulangerie, read my poems out in threes, foreplay horizontally? Will you love me like a horse? I've got the house brand special sauce, eat kimchi till my voice is hoarse, our loving will be coarse, of course. Will you be my final date? I am implying mortal mates, don't delay, don't hesitate, might not be bad, might not be great. Will you listen to me moan on Mishi Shat, that bird has flown, I want to pack my dripping foam in your sack of sushi rice. Now, thank you, it's very good. I always like those gunshot applauses where somebody goes one and off. That's it, lovely. It sounds better than the occasional spatters of rain you get. This has been an interesting week. I've done this for 6 successive days. Audiences have ranged from, I think we had 6 one day to 70 the next day. It's utterly unpredictable. What it means is you get a custom performance. So I look at the speed of the eyes rolling and then change the content accordingly. Mostly women in today, so let's do one about the delusion that many men have that the more they drink, the more sexually attractive they become. This was based on my experience at the Thanet Beer Festival a couple of years ago. I was watching quite a few people who appeared to be tragic in the sort of, the heroic sense. He's knocking back another pint, he doesn't want an awful sight, he thinks that he will last the night, he won't, that's what his friends know. Now his jokes are getting louder, hopes his friends have got some powder, really couldn't be more prouder as his bladder starts to blow. The room's now moving round him, 2 more pints follow, down his chin, the lights inside him getting dim, he won't be going yet though. Oh, just one more, I'll get these all here, mate, no go on, here's a score, oh anything but get crisps. He drops his glass, falls on his arse, can't find his bus pass, I'm going home. Then in his chair, kebab in hair, he didn't pull, was just a dare, I didn't fancy her, no. At 3 a.m, like other men, who think that when they're drunk they'll let the pain go, remember shouts, the knockabouts, and guts in doubt, he hates to get this low, he's reaching for another pint. That's quite respectful. That's kind of like that's garden show respectful, isn't it? Look at the courgettes on that table. I come from North East Essex. Well, I did 60 odd years ago, and there used to be an accent there which was quite different to estuary English. It's almost like Suffolk. So I'm going to try and channel that now in a poem about nobody in real life, obviously, when you hear it. It's called found him dead with an acrobat. Twisted round her little finger, half a clown, a part-time singer, high wire act, bit of a minger, ex-stunt double for Corporal Klinger. Found him dead in an acrobat, diclofenac spread round flat, duvet bunch round plates of meat, fish for dinner, special treat. This is what the paper spat, found him dead with an acrobat. Hoping for a decent send-off, garage flowers, hacking cough, skin on fire, heart of ice, try the rhubarb, really nice. Elephant ears, Dactari's trunk, gluten-free, still got him drunk. No one knew but no one asked, thought that he'd been played for laughs. Tried his best, then failed at that. Ready reckoned, scored as twat. Didn't mean to hurt the cat, found him dead with an acrobat. Found him dead with an acrobat, went in first but last a bat. The dirty, rotten, stinking rat, found him dead with an acrobat. Well, yes, actually, yes. It's quite surreal, that one. But every word counts if you can be bothered to take the required level of mushrooms to understand it. Any cyclists? Do you know any cyclists? The ones who wear lycra? Yeah, you do. Well, remember this. This is for them. This is called Lunchbox. A peloton of cyclists, all bikes and extra chains and special pants with seats built in, filled up the high-speed train. They'd hurtled down from London, sharp stop before the sea, and now we're going home again with curry sauce for tea. Despite their cleats and studs and socks, that ride at times was hell. Now for relief it's Bee Gees songs and gargling San Miguel. The bants were Chips and Strava, camaraderie of men. Eased into lycra, little caps, it's dress-up time again. Any fans of Pam Ayres? Would you pay money to see Pam Ayres? I did. This is what happened. Through chilly drizzle midweek night, the patient came like me. For steaks at Coat, free parking and a little poetry. Tottered in the white tops, in beanies, berms, the bald. I think I saw a brown syrup, what Cockney wigs are called. They'd come to hear a superstar who softly reassured her fans for years from near and far, from modern world inured. And at a desk, book piled on piles, her sacred words laid out, each signed with friendly loopy smiles, a guaranteed sellout. Teeth, her husband, platypus, the favourites ticked off, done. She even rapped about a fox. They seemed to like that one. Moving slowly with the times as right left for the night, could they believe the midst her rhymes the blessed Pam said shite? She did. Many different styles of poetry, and I attempt to abuse all of them. This is one of those ones that basically uses one word over and over again in its many forms. This is called Bird Dog. The dirty dog is on the phone, the dog and bone, to give his doggy dog a moan. It's doggy dog near dog a bang, the 3 dog nights of dog life yanked. Burned in visual on-screen graphic dogging. You've seen a man about a dog who went to the dogs in the dog days of summer and left a like dog and an all-round dog's dinner. That morning after dog's breakfast, when the dog tired choose to eat up their sick, a dog loaf reveals no more than a dog end of doggerel about a dog with 2 dicks. When the house phone rings in an empty room, calling home from my mobile, wondering if anyone else is there, I haven't been back in a while. Hoping someone else will answer, tell me everything's okay, knowing I'm reaching myself to apologise for the troubles I have caused. And if someone answers, I will ask for myself by name, to be told I don't live there anymore, leaving me to be disappointed with myself. Yesterday I needed someone to tell me that they love me, to sit with me, to hug me. No one did. Today I want someone to tell me that they love me and sit with me and hug me. No one knows. Tomorrow I will find someone to tell them that I love them and sit with them and hug them. No one alone. The next day there might be someone who tells me that they love me and sits with me and hugs me. Who knows? The day after, if there is someone who asks me if I'll love them, will I sit with them, will I hug them, I'll know them. Any Brummies in? I'll accept, Black Country, anything vaguely.
I was born in Warsaw.
Near enough, that'll do. You'll be deeply offended by this one. This one sounds best if done in a Brummie accent, which I take great delight in mullering. No, not this one, actually, another one. I do not want to die an old man's death, I want to die alive. The only fear I want to feel is the one on the thrill of the ride. Let me die before I fail, even if I don't succeed. Allow me grace and freedom from unpleasantness and need. Do not think of me when I stop, I'm gone and won't come back. There's nothing left and no one here. Once I'm dead, that's the fact. Do it now while I'm alive. Hate me, love me, cry. Kiss my hand, spit in my eye. Fight me, sing to me, tell me your lies. You cannot do that when I've died, so do whatever now. There are no returns or refunds made, don't say you didn't try. Sometimes I've been soppy with loved ones, but if you do it, there's always somebody who says, is that about me? And you have to say, no. Even if it is about them, because, lawyers. There's a beautiful island in the Western Isles called Shona, which is where Peter Pan was based. The original setting for it, and the original drawings in the book were all of this amazing, magical, primal island. And I had the privilege of staying there for a week or so last year. This is called on Shona. Can you hear the tide's soft lap? There's another cuckoo's call. Will you take another nap and then welcome the incoming squall? Look at how the dogs content my love's sweet whispers, that log's now spent, nature's vespers. Where I saw the moon, you told me horseshoe. When we dipped in the water, one of us ran back afraid of the chill. Do you miss the electricity, that you no longer hold your phone? When did we stop dressing properly? Why does this now feel like home? We did not see the stars, but they were there. We did not see the deer, but they saw us and kept clear. If we had fallen in the forest and were not found in time, our ends would be twixt moss and tree in primal lands, our prime. There's folks who want to rant and rage at the dying of the day. Oh, shut right up and do your thing is what I have to say. You've had your chances and still have more, don't quit. Perhaps what you are moaning at is that you know your shit. And others do what you did not. Now please stop being bitter, for if you don't, you'll feel much worse and become even more shitter. If you ever get a letter nowadays, it's quite remarkable. So if you get an official card envelope, it's like, wow, what that was. I got one the other day, true story. Opened it up and it was the certificate for a dementia studies course that I'd forgotten doing. Which I'll now try to find. What was I talking about? That's a joke. Of all the stuff I have forgotten, some details never escape me. The last to leave, the air I breathe, are senses held in common. The scent of you, of morning dew and love in laundered cotton. What sun remains through fevered fog dances through my eyes. I am not gone, just cannot find the lyrics to my song. Please know that you can only guess at what I still retain, and if I rail against the world, it's never you I blame. For at the heart of all I am, I'm pretty much the same. On Mothering Sunday, or Hallmark Day 53, or whatever it's called, I wrote a poem about mothers, out of character. But I looked at it today and I thought, maybe she could have this one. I couldn't be a mother, hell, not too sure a dad. When I reflect on how mine did, it worked out not too bad. She didn't have a manual or guidance from her mum. To mother was unnatural when managing her sons. She got us all to adulthood, the rest was down to us. Her influence is permanent, she put us on life's bus. Her past informs our present, which is not set in stone. We work with what we're given, then decide all we were shown. When if we miss the mothering, it spurs us to do more. Learn from mistakes and other things and even up life's score. So if we have a chance or four to help in raising children, forgive yourself inheritance. Keep working at decisions. Not every love affair works out. Well, very few actually. So this is just one of the ones that didn't work out. This pre-booked disaster, wrapped up in laughter, in a corner sits the evening while the morning stands outside. We must hide in the photo booth of love, behind the curtain on our kisses in the flare of light above. In the heavens are the dreamers in pajamas signing warrants of sleep. Let's get married, let's start a war, like 1,000 girls I proposed this to before. I wear my heart on my sleeve, your heart on my chest, my life in your hands, you can guess the rest. There's a standing joke among poems that you have to poets. You have to write a poem about trees. So for legal reasons, this is my poem about trees. Every tree is lovely. Perfection, that's a fact. They're big and brown and green and tall. Photosynthesis of art and science, everything exact. In autumn, winter, dusk's warm light, the drop of leaves and seeds and catkins fall. The branches sway, a wondrous sight, the usual cliches all. Oh trees, I doubt that you appreciate the words of poets who think that we need reminding of the majesty of you. Or irony of other trees now felled, processed and filled with endless words of poetry about the trees we killed. When if I publish requiem of my virtue's serifed form, on at least one leaf I'll take a bow to your superior form. Thank you. Right, well, as we're now down to a very small family group, I'm going to share with you something. I'm going to become a grandfather next month.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. And, you know, this is why people generally shouldn't write poems about their feelings, because they're invariably cheesier than cheese. So here's your added extra cheese supplement. The square white box on the table was set, assumed birthday cake, her love standing near. All but two would make an incorrect bet. Inside was for someone yet to appear. We have news, big news, the biggest of news. Our family home will soon fill with three. Bitten our lips, now your time that you choose. What do you want to be called? How about Granny? Confusing words swirled over the icing, though we hoped we did not see this coming. Gasps as we read and reread, joy rising, then suggested daft names as it sank in. Is the child boy or girl or a no-noun? God's greatest gift to this husband and wife. We shall see for ourselves come the autumn. Welcome, child, you're the meaning of life. And just to prove something, I'm not sure what, this is a proper sonnet, a classically structured Shakespearean sonnet. So 3 quatrains, a hero couplet, 10 syllables a line, A, B, C, D, E, F, you know, that kind of rhyming thing. I know you're all taking notes. And this is about love. I do love you. I do not have more words. We are as one when in a quiet moment that reaches into where I'm less absurd, I do not know how to be more potent. In touch, return to when we first it knew, there was no one who meant more in the world than me to them, now I to you, all true. Wrapped in arms we stood, stand, curled tight, secure. Same as the child, naive, I'm innocent. They loved your bones and flesh and hair and breath. Now float and spin, we are not limerent. This state is ours until its day of death. You are in my heart. I am in pulse deep. Forever swear our bond until dark sleep. One more, but before that, here's the advert. My name is Nick Goodall. You can follow me on Facebook. I do a new poem every 2 days, and I perform across Kent and in London. I've been here all week, which somebody kindly pointed out to me was the first 6-day residency by anybody in Thanet since the Beatles at the Winter Gardens in 1963. I mean, whatever happened to them? Honestly. The next thing that's coming up you might find interesting on the 31st of August in Ramsgate is an evening of erotica. It's exactly what it says. It's burlesque, pole dancing, what's described as a bit of light bondage, and erotic poems by me. So if you're interested, again, have a look on Facebook. It's 12 quid, but it should be a cracking night. Anybody here a psychotherapist? Amazing. First day there hasn't been one in the room. Anybody here been in psychotherapy? Oh, somebody's lying. There's always somebody in the room who's had psychotherapy. So you can now pretend you don't know what this is all about when I tell you this story of psychotherapy. This is called How Long Have You Felt Like This? We always hurt the ones we love, they're closest to our truth, primed and yet quite unprepared to be the one that soothes. Outcomes are worst in tantrums, tants and moody sulks you just don't understand, and I don't see results. Perhaps secure in all but love, unseen they make a scene. Achievements count for nothing when you're stuck at age 15. Every day is a Groundhog Day, relief or analgesic. A rictus grin, another gin, your pain's encyclopedic. Does it sound like you? You're halfway there, please carry on the digging. You'll find a corpse, it's yours of course, it's only just beginning. Until then, your ghosts will drag their chains around and moan. We're at a breakthrough, you and me. I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. Thank you very much.